going on?
What is going on?
Cheers. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday night. It is Scotch for Dummies live on
All
Thursday
4 of us
night.
here.
Cheers to that.
Amen.
That
man.
hadn't happened in a minute.
Man,
It's been a minute.
killing me.
So-
It's been a busy week. Busy week.
Woo! This Kavlan's hot, guys.
It is,
Are
but
you
it's
celebrating
tasty.
a holiday that I don't know about? Why are you all green?
I
Yeah,
just
what's
because
up
I
with
was
that?
cold.
Are you Irish or something?
No, before the
It's
show
not even
I was
March
cold,
yet.
and I'm like, I'm gonna put something where I can put a vest on over it. And I mean,
I
I'm
just
fine.
realized that
I'm
you were.
coordinated. I'm coordinated.
I mean, you're coordinated, but not with us.
That vest doesn't. Last my tweet, that
I'm-
vest doesn't fit you anymore.
Come
Hardly.
on, man.
You're so skinny.
Where's all the hate come from?
No, it's not hate.
I don't know. But let's get to whiskey because I don't care about your outfit.
Damn right.
He
Happy
Whiskey.
Thursday,
Cheers.
everybody.
He called
Good to
you
see you.
fit. I don't know if that's hate.
You're fit. He is fit.
Oh, boys.
Mm.
Ooh.
Well, you guys did a great job without me last week. I apologize for being away. But when a guy gets a certain age, you know, there's a certain time when you have to go to the doctor. You lay on your left side, and they put you out, and you wake up and you don't
We
remember.
tried
what the doctor's
to
saying.
get a hold of Dr. Scotch to have him come in and cover for you, but he didn't.
You know what?
answer,
Last week's
so-
episode would have been great. That Dr. Scott.
It was.
I would have loved that.
we
Yeah.
actually need it.
I actually listened to it later. Listened to the podcast later, and it was very good. Very good.
Nice.
To talk through.
But this week we're switching gears and doing a 180 and going back the other way. This is just going to be a good old fashioned 4 dummies. Dram
It's a
and jam.
Thursday.
So there
Chill.
are lots of podcasts where they essentially they get a bunch of people together and they talk about the news, and they bring up a news article, they read the news article, and they talk about it. So I think that's
So we're gonna have a
perfectly
chat?
what this is tonight.
We're gonna have a chat.
The
tonight?
whiskey chat.
Oh, but
Whiskey
amongst the chat, we're gonna share some whiskey.
We are.
We're gonna share a lot of whiskey.
Arr.
But how do you get whiskey to people?
We've got an owl delivery system. It is wonderful.
It's a good owl.
Very similar to Hogwarts.
He's a little cheap. But he's good.
Sometimes he's slow.
It can't be very slow.
And
He
we should have
forgets
called it
sometimes.
Owls are
tortoise
slow.
deliveries.
But he's a good
But we
owl.
appreciate
We
the owl.
appreciate the owl.
Right.
Very much so.
Sure.
So what you're telling me is we've got some whiskey to give away tonight.
We do. So
I like that.
everybody that's been tuning in this year knows we're kind of on a little bit of a different journey and we're exploring some other single malt type whiskeys, right?
Yes.
So American single malts is really the focus, but along that way, we're going to stop off. And last week we looked at some Indian whiskeys, right? And there's
Yeah.
plenty of those to look into. So we've got, I don't know, I'd say half a dozen bottles that we've got queued up that we need to get together and do a review
The
on.
patrons were watching us pour out a bunch of stuff on the bar before the show. So
Yeah.
So we're going to give some of those away. We haven't even reviewed them. We have no idea what these whiskeys taste like, but we're going to give some samples away and hope to get them in the winner's hands prior to the review being published. That way, when
I
you
see
watch,
what
That's
you're
a
doing.
great
I
idea.
see what you're
you
doing.
can
Smart.
pour it, see if you agree, disagree. Maybe you align with somebody that you're normally
It's
not.
a great
aligned
idea,
with.
Mark.
right.
I like it.
It'll be fun. And everybody likes a good raffle, and there's going to be plenty of those. Last
Yep.
week we had 2 winners.
Yep.
What did we give away last week?
Gariana, Westland Gariana, and a what was the other one? I don't remember.
I don't remember. But it was too
Oh,
given.
Paul John.
Yeah, Paul John.
Oh yeah.
John Paul.
So
Paul John.
interesting. Like I think that it's an interesting year for us, boys. Like we are really is it experimental year for us?
Sure.
It
Let's
is.
go with
So the last 7 years, it's all been Scotch. So essentially,
For the most part.
we only do Scotch reviews. We only talk about Scotch. We go through that. Now we're going to, because we have a lot of experience with Scotch, this is our turn to really use that experience to explore other whiskeys, other Scotch style whiskeys,
Yes.
American single malts, Indian, whatever else, Taiwanese, anything that is kind of on that Scotch style, generally single malt.
Mhm.
You get a little more barrel flexibility. You got a lot more still flexibility, but generally Scotch style.
Right. So the ingredients that are going in
Yeah.
are very much the
Preferably
same.
non-flavored, but whatever.
We'll see. We're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to stumble into a couple that we love, and I'm sure we're going to stumble into a few that we're like, I think I'll pass.
Funny, I've never had a Scotch we didn't like, did we?
Oh yeah.
There was,
Yeah,
there was
oh,
two.
yeah.
Scotch
There
Blue.
was 2.
Yeah, that's one of
It's
those.
kind of part of the whole point, right?
There's been more than 2. There's been a few that haven't made the grade, but that's part of exploring whiskey, right?
It's a
Like that's
journey.
why we do it.
It's a
So,
journey.
That's great.
I want to say hi to who we got 50 folks on. So there's the
Nice.
word's getting out that the dummies are going to be raffling off some samples here.
Yeah,
So
people are gonna stay here. Heck
Yeah, and
I hope not.
it was funny because one of the people that won last week was concerned about us getting so Dram. Is it Dram Face? Is that Gregor's
Gregor,
Gregor's
yeah.
podcast? Maybe one or two of us need to go on his.
We definitely need to do a little
podcast
we've been
and
talking
see-
about having him on the show anyway, so we need to get together with you, Gregor, and do some stuff because your podcast is fantastic.
Maybe do a
We've got the
simultaneous
setup
podcast.
to
Or something.
do a podcast with you.
Do we?
Obviously.
Is this a podcast, Mike?
We
I
could.
feel like I'm
By
on
the way, did you see the
NPR.
sign? It look good?
Yeah, that sign is good.
It looks
I'd say
great in person.
it. Well,
Well, I think it looks. great
admittedly,
here, too.
the color did wash out a bit, but the construction quality is great. I mean, the oak and all that.
Oh,
and
it's
I love
legit
the red.
barrel lid. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah,
It's like
no
everything
joke.
else. It looks different in real life.
It
right?
does.
That's
We'll
true.
work on the
It
shot.
looks really nice here.
The camera
Well-
adds a few pounds.
Exactly.
Okay, boys, let's focus here. We got a few
How many
things to talk
cameras do I
about.
have
We got some people on here I want to call out, and we also have a super chat one I don't want to forget. So first of all,
Oh wow.
how about this guy?
I saw
was-
the same thing, and I
yep.
was like, what
Oh
in the
my
world?
gosh.
I honestly
Haven't seen that guy in
recognized
a
the
minute.
logo, his coin logo,
Right?
before I even read the name, and I knew who it was. I was
That's
like,
great.
holy
Good to see you,
cow.
Keith.
Yeah.
No kidding, man.
It's been a minute.
I hope you're doing well, man. Good for you. Thanks for joining tonight.
We
Of
got
course, Tom is here.
Trooper Henry is in here as well. And we've got
Paul, Dram and Jams.
nice.
Yes,
Bobby H is in.
it's going to be good.
Dram and James.
Bobby J. What wasn't he just local recently?
He was.
He was actually. He's the reason we have some of these.
That's
whiskeys.
true.
Yep. It was good to see
He was
him.
a good mule.
Good.
He stopped by the restaurant.
Had himself a good dinner.
Yep.
Anniversary
Chop,
dinner.
did he?
Happy
Yep.
anniversary
Yep.
to
Did
him.
he
and
get,
Brian.
He
did
was-
he get glass
he was,
from the
on the way to visit his daughter.
Oh
for her
yeah, that's
birthday.
right.
That's nice.
So
So he didn't get a glass from the locker. Oh,
no,
that's
it
right.
was offered, but they were driving. So
All right.
Next time, Bobby. Next
Yep.
time.
Next
it's all
time,
good.
Bobby.
It's all good.
You could have raided the locker. You could
Oh.
have given the keys to the missus.
Yeah.
You should have given the keys. To the
I
There's some
told him
good stuff in there. Yeah.
he did have. What the heck did he have?
He had a dram something.
Yeah.
Oh,
What did
good
he
for him.
have?
Well,
I'll think about it. I'll
No,
we'll
remember
come
it.
back
Come
to you.
to you.
We'll
Yeah.
come back to you, old man. All right. So
All
we got
right.
Wheelhouse Wick.
Oh,
Wheelhouse
Signet.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
yeah. That's
His
awesome.
first time having Signet.
Oh,
No way. Really?
Yep. Yep.
So Signet is like one of those special bottles.
So I
Got a
actually have
bottle
a
of myself.
whiskey in the news with that
You
may
do?
include that. So we'll talk
Nice.
about that later. Yeah.
I see Mark JG's here
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana.
preaching some evangelism,
Trooper
some
Henry-
whiskey evangelism to us.
Is he still off the rig? I heard he was off the rig last week. Yeah.
Probably
There we go.
is.
Stephen
so
Richards.
good.
Happy Thursday. Nice
Yeah,
to see
happy
you.
Thursday to you.
Stephen Rogers, John Crans, Malt Minions, Zach Andrews, Tom Rhodes. Woo, we got a bunch of crew in here tonight, guys.
I
Good
saw
show.
Lana there.
Let's forget before we get going here. Let's call out
What?
this. Fingers crossed for a random rum in the future from Tom R. Super Chat. Thank you so much, Tom.
So-
I'll cheers you to that. I actually am okay with doing that. So, boys,
I
find us a rum.
agree, but Tom, do we look Caribbean? I mean, I'm saying.
Tom doesn't look Caribbean either.
Well, that's true too. Very not.
Can we find a rum that's single malted barley? Or
I would say maybe a holiday special
how they
that
do it.
would what's a Caribbean holiday that we could celebrate with rum? Think
spring
about
break.
it. You know,
Spring
break.
Yeah, I mean,
break.
yeah,
Oh,
that
That's
seems
coming up
fair.
in March.
That seems fair.
The best liqueur for spring break
The
is
the cheapest rum you can find.
right. I see George Martin, and there was one other person I wanted to give a shout out there, a regular. But so
What's everybody drinking tonight? Too?
Yeah, I was gonna
post it
say.
in post it in the chat. I see that because Steven just said he's drinking Johnny Walker Island Green, not green.
Island Green. That's
right,
good
that's
stuff.
the one you got. You
I have
actually brought it on a cruise.
That's the travel retail.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I
so-
remember when you brought that home. Francois,
It's
that's what I
different,
was
but
gonna say.
it's still Johnny Walker Green.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I pulled up. There was a couple of articles in the news this week about various, the typical, 10 best scotches under $100 or 12 best
Yeah.
under $200.
I had one of those too.
And the $200 limit one, you go all the way down. Yeah, okay. Guess what was the number one?
Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, always. I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's the. I don't know. I hate to say Walmart, but it's like the popularist. It's the most popular thing you can think of as far as
They
whiskey.
worked hard at
always
their
go for
brand
that.
and
Well,
then
and,
in the
and it
90s?
is, and admittedly, we've done reviews on it. It's a good whiskey. It is a
No, that's-
smooth, easy drinking, beautifully flavored whiskey. But it's very neutral. It's in that neutral
delicate,
very subtle,
whiskey,
light.
Delicate, I think is
delicate whiskey. And if you're drinking whiskey neat and that's your first whiskey, it's a delicate whiskey. It's really good for that.
Yeah.
It's actually good for that, but it's actually good for the experienced whiskey drinker that can pull out really subtle
True.
nuances, and because I think it deserves that.
And
but-
so there's a reason it's one of the best whiskeys out
Right.
there. You pay for it, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna dog
It's
it.
definitely
It's
when
not a bad whiskey.
I would say it's I don't even know the statistics as far as what countries, etc. But I will say from the best gift giving, it's number one. Like everyone always talks about, if I've got a gift to give someone, it's Johnny Walker Blue.
I mean, if I'm going to
Always.
give somebody like an expensive gift for whiskey, it's probably going to be Johnny Walker Blue because number one, even non-whiskey people recognize that
They
it
know what
was
it
it
is.
was a pricey bottle,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
It's beautiful looking
Pricey
glass.
bottle, and it's not going to be like something that's going to offend
You will not
a-
offend a single person. with that.
a whiskey palate that's not experienced.
Correct.
How about that?
Easy to drink, no
Yep.
matter what.
Yep.
So we've got some people
So listen.
chiming in with some drinks in here. Go ahead.
We do to get the samples that we've got poured out given away. We've got to kind of average like a raffle every probably 7 to 10 minutes. So we're 13 minutes in. We
So-
haven't done a raffle.
So
Well,
you want to do
maybe-
one now?
Maybe we'll do one. So we've got a couple of samples of each bottle poured. Maybe we'll do one now and one like after their release, or no? You want to do them both now?
I'm
Yeah, that's right.
Hey man,
You're going to have to hustle up. We poured a lot of bottles.
All right, let's
you
hit
hear
it.
that?
I
Let's
don't know if we can give them
So
all
what
away.
are we hitting
tonight.
first?
Well, we
Or
do
we're just
have
gonna-
these two. I say we start off with these
Yes.
Lochleas because these Lochleas, we just released the video, the review of Lochlea today. Doing well.
It's doing well. Yeah, it's turning.
It was yesterday.
it's
but
Was it
turn-
yesterday?
It's turning several
Yeah, we
hundred
talked
views
about
already.
I've talked about it with you 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
today. I think it's
It's
got
our
some decent
barley.
reviews.
Luckily, our barley.
New distillery. It did all right as far as a review for a new distillery. Actually, one of our patrons, Mr. Greg Bauer, texted me right before the show and said he has their edition 1, their first release.
Oh.
And he'd be more than happy to send a sample.
That'd be
if we
cool.
wanna-
Yeah.
Really?
And it would be cool to have that sample and marry it up against this.
I'd like to
see
do
the
that.
For sure.
differences,
I'd
where
like to
they've
do that.
come
What
already.
did they do?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So
We'll trade you samples, Greg.
yeah, well, that's why I made him get on the pre-show. I'm like, I haven't seen you in forever. At least get on the pre-show so we can see your face and say
Yeah.
hi. So Lochlea we're going to give away a sample of Lochlea. We have 2 to give away tonight. We'll give away 1 right now and get that going. But we can
So hashtag S4D.
once
Type
we
it in.
get this started.
So if you're listening to this on the podcast, you're going to miss out. But join us live
You
on
should
Thursday
come to
nights.
YouTube.
and-
Yeah, exactly. You may win some stuff.
Exactly. That's where the fun's at.
I don't know.
wow.
I like the podcast. They're fun.
No, they're easy because you can listen to them in the car while you're driving.
I wake up to Mark's sultry voice in my ear while I'm
Oh
driving to
my
work.
God.
Right?
Don't even
Yeah, I mean,
start.
That's why he's wearing this outfit tonight.
Ooh, baby, baby.
Next time we'll show up a
Yeah.
stack of papers. Like I'm sitting on the corner and be like,
How you doing?
That's true, Tom. That's true. That's a very
Yeah,
good point.
Drew didn't have a great first nose of that. He's
Yeah.
like, "What is
That's
this?"
different.
But it had better palate than.
Yeah, bring on
What are
the
you looking
bottle
at?
for us to drink.
Talk
What do you-
amongst yourselves.
wait,
I'll
wait,
find
All
a bottle.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so we want to hit some news while we do this. A quick
Sure.
quick news
What do you wanna
article.
do?
Let's do the Lochlea. There's did you
I picked
which
them.
one was it? That one.
Yeah.
So whiskey.com put an article up just a couple days ago about Lochlea has released their seasonal series, and their last one they launched was the plowing edition. So I don't know much about this, but I think it's interesting that Lochlea is doing this series of non-age statement whiskeys that kind of their idea is to kind of create a variety of whiskeys they're putting out at the same time, even though they're all probably roughly the same age. So it's interesting for them to do this and to try and work through creating their brand as a variety of whiskeys. So this, some are peated, some are not. This one has
This one's
the
smoky.
plowing edition has baked fruits with light peat smoke. So they're kind of it's kind of interesting. They're doing what you talked about last week. Who was it that was putting out whiskeys that were that they weren't flavored, but they had a flavor to them. You talked about it last week. There was a whiskey in the news.
Oh, Loch Lomond.
Loch Lomond was putting out whiskeys that were
Right.
intended to
Yes,
create a
recall.
certain flavor, but not flavored whiskeys. So that's kind of what it looks like Lochlea is doing, is they're creating this variety of whiskeys so you can pull up their bottles. They're not crazy expensive, and you can have a kind of a variety on your bar just from one distillery. That's
It's
unique.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, part of me wants to counter that and say that's a great idea, Loch Lomond and Lochlea, but haven't distilleries across Scotland been doing that for all of ages? They're creating a certain flavor, a certain profile.
Unique. So there's
I
brand
don't know.
and there's aged. So you figure Macallan 12, and then you've got different caskings. Theoretically, you add, maybe.
I mean, they're just going for, what makes it a little bit different is they're going for very familiar and popular flavors as
Correct.
opposed to,
That's a good point.
some nuanced flavor that you're used to getting in whiskey. They're saying you're going to get red velvet cake.
Yeah, well, they're
Like-
they're like doing the Truly and the High Noon variety of whiskey, where you get the light floral flavors and the fruit flavors into your whiskey, as opposed to like in a Truly or something where you're getting the vodka infused.
Right.
But it's not like whiskey beverage yet. Right?
Correct.
It's not
Not
like
yet.
strawberry pineapple flavored or.
Who's doing that?
I don't know.
Buchanan's, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it's
probably.
Buchanan's, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pineapple.
So are
Yeah.
you ready
Yeah.
to draw this one?
Let's do it.
Hit it. Who's the lucky winner of Lochlea? Look at
Let's
all
find
these
out.
names.
How many are in there? 25? 25 looks are in there.
That seems like good odds.
Stuff
Stuff
for
for
work.
work.
All right. So he's going to get a
You better get a
list.
notepad out for Andrew to start taking notes on these winners.
Yeah,
'cause
because
Good
I don't
idea.
I don't have to go back and do the
Watch the
review-
video.
Watch the video again. That's a lot of work.
I don't have one handy, so I'm gonna type it. How
All
about
right, that works.
Wow.
You
check
type
out
an email.
Drew getting all handy. So, for those of you watching at home, I grabbed a couple bottles from behind us for something for us to sip. I grabbed a couple of Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottles, and I was looking for atypical flavor profiles because we're pretty heavy in certain profiles.
Yeah, these light
And
floral
so,
ones.
I got these two, and then I was also literally judging the amount of dust on the shoulders of the bottles, and I wanted to get the ones that have been sitting the longest.
No, that's
Otherwise,
fair. Yeah,
we need to revisit these boys, right?
yeah, that's fair.
These lovely ladies are getting lonely back there, and so we've got 68.30 Chari Bang Bang, which
Ooh,
is
I
a
like that.
7-year-old.
That's good.
And then 72.77, the Moroccan Porridge Smuggler strikes again.
Yeah, when I do
So-
whiskey, porridge isn't something I want to.
it doesn't.
That's a disturbing
So
title. I don't like that at all.
So, let's just do a little test here without looking, no cheating.
I'll
No,
have
don't
this
look
when
at
you
the
guys have
comments.
that.
What? That's
Where
What
not
distillery
fair.
is 68 and what distillery is 72?
No idea.
I will answer that as soon as you tell me where they smuggled the porridge.
Oh,
From Goldilocks.
in their porridge locker. Or,
so
68.
Porridge
Is
wallet.
that Arden?
no, it's not Glen Talkers. It's either Glen Talkers or there's another one that's very similar to Glen Talkers that I get. I'm losing my.
68, I think, is Glen Talker.
It might be
I'm pretty
72.
sure.
I'm
We're
pretty
gonna
sure
find
it's
out here in
Mortlock.
just a
So
few
anyway,
minutes from our
that
chat.
was just a little test of
go down the comments.
Because I like
SMWSC.
I like
Blair.
Glen Talkers.
68 is
68.
Blair Athol.
Oh man, good on ya.
There you go.
Actually,
Thank
I
you.
said
Blair
Blair
Athol.
Blair Athol. My fault.
Thank you, George and Mystery Girl.
It's
The beauty of the
terrifying that
chat.
they
Blair
probably knew it
Athol.
off the top of
I
their
should have.
heads,
I
and-
should
There's a
have
reason they
poured
call
that.
us
Probably
dummies
did.
because we don't really know what we're
I
talking
do
about.
enjoy Blair Athol. It's very good.
That's good.
Nothing
That's
wrong
very
with
good.
Blair Athol.
So 72 is Milton Duff.
Oh, I thought it was Mortlock.
Well, I would trust George on that.
Oh, I'm not, no, I'm
George
not-
is guaranteed to be right.
Absolutely, he's
Yeah.
right. I've seen the
He had to look it
SMWS
up, though.
bottle. Yeah, he probably did.
Oh.
All right, so let's tee up another giveaway,
So we can
and then
start
we can
talking.
talk about another whiskey in the news while
Sure.
we're doing this. So what's the next? What do you want to give away next?
Oh, you got them at your disposal, my friend.
Oh,
Guess what? It's another
You're up.
S for D. So
All right, so one of the whiskeys we talked about when we were talking to
Do they have to put it in again?
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
when
you
we
got
were
'em, yeah.
talking to Dan, we talked about this bottle that we needed to get a hold of, and it's the Tail of the Forest, because this is one that we haven't tried yet. I asked Dan if this is like gin in a whiskey, but he wasn't willing to commit to that because he says there's some juniper or some in that flavor, but some pine or something in there. So it'd be interesting to try it. So tonight you can get a sample of Tail of the Forest if you haven't had it. So if you want a sample of this, make sure you put hashtag Scotch 4D in the we have not tasted this yet. You're actually getting a sample before we actually do the review. So you'll have that review or that bottle to taste when we do our review. So you can actually go through the tasting notes with us and see if you agree with us on that. I don't know.
There you go.
I'm at least interested in this one.
I am too. I'm very interested.
It's a cool box
because
too.
I mean, admittedly, we learned last year that Glenmorangie does not have any bad whiskey. Some of their whiskey is top of the level. So it's just maybe weird. Admittedly, this may be a weird whiskey, but I would suspect it's probably not bad. So
no,
we'll see.
I think it'll be a very different thing for them, though. It'll be interesting.
It's supposed to be spicy. Is that or what's the ginger? Or no, you said it, juniper.
Yeah, juniper or some foresty, woody kind of thing.
So we may prefer the cake one.
Well, I'm sure the cake is going to be sweet and flavorful, and this is going to be probably more astringent. It's going to have more of those, those kind of flavors to it. So,
will it taste like squirrel?
I'm sure we'll run down all the info for the review and do that kind of stuff. But I think I'm honestly going to try to just go into it without that knowledge. I just want to taste it. I really like to taste it blind. Because I'm being persuaded by the name and the box
and the marketing and all that kind of stuff.
I just, what makes this different? Why is it so unique? Right?
Yep.
So, speaking of tasting and reviewing blind, I'm really looking forward to that. Like we talked about doing live reviews. Do we want to talk about that? How do you envision doing this?
I didn't envision it being
we need to get together
live. It was literally to just give you the Reader's Digest version we've got 200 plus bottles that we reviewed.
Sure.
That are a library that any one of us can go back and look, and eeny, meeny, miny, go. I'm going to pick a bottle that we can still get because back in the day we used to review anything, right? And some of those bottles are long since gone. But bottles that we can still get. Grab one of those, and then we're going to sit down and do a good old-fashioned review like we always have done. But 3 of the 4 aren't going to know what's in the glass.
Cool.
We'll rate it, we'll score it, we'll talk through it just like we always have and then at the very end there'll be a reveal but I want to see how the scores marry.
And that's when you find out it's White Walker.
Right. And that's when you find out I gave this a 4 and now it's only a 2, or I gave it a 2 and now it's a 4.
So it's kind of like a fresh review blind. But after we're done, we're gonna reduce it, and everyone will know, hey, this is Tamdu, whatever, right? As far as the thumbnail and the title, etc.
Yeah.
But when we're doing the actual review, we won't know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point. So when you publish it, everybody will know what the topic is and the whiskey that we're drinking.
There's no reason to hide it. It's
just the first 10 minutes of our review, we're not going to know what's in the glass. Only one of us, whoever's turn it was to pick the bottle.
I feel like we should have some criteria though for that. Like what is the region or ABV or something?
Yeah, we'll probably have to do ABV and price. That's probably gonna have to be part of the review.
Price has to be there because we always
But
okay, that's fair.
But not with your initial tasting notes.
I don't know.
Well, you maybe get ABV with initial tasting notes, and then you have to go from there.
I say price and ABV is fine. That's something we would normally give away in a review anyway. But you're definitely not going to know the distillery.
No way. Or region or any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
I got to taste the blind.
Yeah. And age, I think,
it'll be interesting
as well.
Yeah. I'm just curious. We'll have to think through this. And if you got some comments as well, we'd love to hear from you as well. Because, the idea is twofold. One is to just go back, because you said there's 200 bottles. Like here's the reality where we're doing this. There's not a whole lot of new scotch that we haven't had.
Well, but stuff also changes over time. So a bottle that even a distillery issued bottle that we got 7 years ago is going to taste different today. A little bit. There's variation in all of it, right?
Sure.
You get a new blender, a new master distiller.
You
get
different barley. You
have
different barrels.
Like things change. So, I think that it's fair to go back and re-review at least some of the iconic, like a Lagavulin 16. Maybe some of the ones that are more popular that people are, I don't necessarily need to go back and re-review stuff that's like
Shiva's white label.
Yeah. Well, or just stuff that's like a little bit more out of the mainstream, I guess. Like to me, it's like
unique,
more mainstream bottles. Let's go back and re-review some of those. I think that's good. So
Bud's back.
Wow. Hey, Bud.
That's a good
It's
comment.
good to see you, brother.
So why don't you go ahead and read it, Mark, for our podcast?
Why is Broda? I don't know who the hell that is. Look like he's either gonna shine my shoes or give me a newspaper from 1927.
Newspapers, read all about it.
Extra, read all about it.
I feel good. I feel good, guys.
I've seen
you guys
newsies.
feel better. I hope you all feel better. I know
I
Bud
feel
does.
great, man.
All right,
Bud
good.
does.
I'm good.
Now you screwed up what I was going to say about our whole review.
Well, I think it's gonna be interesting.
One of the things that I'm actually excited about is to pull a blind review. Let's take Lagavulin 16. That bottle comes up. I'd say 25, 50, maybe 75% of us are going to nail it right off the bat. Be like, oh, hell, that's Lagavulin 16.
Yeah, those may not be.
So that's my point.
You still think that after last year?
Well, the King of the Hill series definitely put us down.
I am much more humble about it.
I don't know. There's a few that I think that you'll be like,
how many nights when the bottle was sitting on the bar?
Oh, God.
I don't know which one is
and
which.
you knew there was only two, and you picked wrong.
Like it happened.
How many times did it happen?
A lot.
Not more than once, right? Like on iconic bottles that you thought you would never ever pick wrong.
It was a lot.
So
we'll see.
I think that it'll be. I actually have a lot of confidence in our original scores. Anytime that we have gone back
we do
and
rescored
stuff, even blind, we've been extremely consistent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That we were consistent because we know what we're drinking and we have a baseline for certain things. That's why I said we're gonna have to go through this and really come out with the criteria because it's gonna have to help balance that out.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
But I'm looking forward to it because if we're gonna stay on the Lagavulin 16 wagon, I think that's gonna be awesome. Put it in here and we're like, that's Ardbeg. I don't know what that is. Why is it not as creosote as it normally is?
Well,
and
I mean,
get in our heads.
There's some bottles that like the distillery has discontinued, right? Like Highland Park. Their stuff is completely different from when we originally started.
I'm not sure we could get any of those. So
I mean, we wouldn't get them anyway because there's no reason to get them. So we would probably not pull those. But I think that there's a lot of bottles that we can pull that are, classic, iconic, a Balvenie or, Glenmo or
McAllen's
even like a Jura or something like that we haven't had much of.
Yeah, I think that all of that would be, they've changed their whole lineup.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely some stuff that I'd like to go back and re-review. So we'll just have to look through the list and see what pops.
Right.
All right.
Hey,
so
pick
we
a
got
winner
37,
on the forest,
we got
man.
37 entries so far. Great.
So you want to go ahead and get a winner here?
Yep. Let's pick a winner.
Let's,
and then we'll start it up for the next one. Let me grab it.
Okay. Let me. Why don't you add it there?
Oh, Drew's thinking long. You know what they say in Domino's. You think
this
long,
is for the Glenmorangie?
Glenmo Tale of the Forest.
Let's see who the winner is.
Shveddy Balls.
And the winner is
Jose C.
Jose C. I think he won a bottle that
this guy is a lucky dog, man.
All right.
Roger that.
All right.
Hey, so what we do need to say is if you are a winner tonight, make sure you email somewhere where these owls can make the delivery to scotch4dummies@gmail.com. So if you're a lucky winner, make sure that you get us that email so the owl delivery service knows where to fly to.
Yep. All right.
I'm just
so
gonna
next
keep my
up,
fingers crossed that the winners are stateside because it gets really expensive.
Oh, that's a key.
Actually,
probably should.
We should probably mention that if you're not in the States, it makes a big difference. So
the next up is a St. George Spirits single malt whiskey.
So yeah, we've got a couple of American single malts that we have queued up to review because we've made a commitment to do that this year. And so some of these bottles we haven't reviewed yet, but they are on the slate for American single malt reviews for us. So St. George's Spirits single malt whiskey. I can't remember the deets on this, where it come from, where they're located at. What the
82 proof.
Yeah, once you read his glasses on, he's
it's
like,
got 82 on the side, so I can't tell.
There you go, Drew's got it.
So we got a bottle of that. And so again, do the hashtag S4D. Have you started
I haven't started yet. It's 43%. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
43% ABV.
That's about what
you got, wasn't it?
Yeah. Single malt pot
Yes.
stills.
Yep.
California.
From California.
Yeah, that's a California one.
All right. So Martin. See, this is the beauty of chat, is that Martin already pulled out. Oh, that's from Alameda, California.
Right.
All right. So thank you. Thank you, sir. So while we do that, let's go to another whiskey news. Let's hit the Suntory one. Because this, I thought, well, do the hashtag. Go ahead and set it up.
I'm going to keep talking.
Keep on going. Drew's got it, man.
All right.
He's on it.
So one of the things we did was, or one of the things that the whiskey in the news, I want to talk about Suntory. So Suntory is a brand, and can you bring this up? I don't know if you want to display it or.
So we did this one, right?
Just go through
with that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. I read this.
So
article.
Suntory is a Japanese whiskey company, and Suntory, they bought it's now a part of a conglomerate. And I don't know, Suntory, Jim Beam. I think they've got a bunch of whiskeys now, but they discussed this year, they're celebrating their 100-year anniversary.
Nice. That's cool.
And when I was able to travel to Japan, I was able to go to the Suntory Yamazaki distillery. Great, beautiful place. Great whiskey.
I bet.
I mean, it is the heart of Japanese whiskey. It is not the Japanese whiskey where they buy scotch and they blend it and they put a bottle.
So this is legit.
This is legit. These are the pioneers of Japanese whiskey. Suntory, and between Yamazaki, Hibiki, and Hakushu are their three main distilleries. So they mentioned that they are going to invest $77 million equivalent in the next 2 years in their distilleries.
Ooh.
And so they are
What?
in 2 years. That's no joke. They're
That's
talking
a
about
lot of money.
So what's the goal of that expenditure?
Okay, so if we go through there's a couple points in here that so key quality ingredients is their key information. So they're going to create their own malting floors.
Oh shit!
They're going to do it's for traditional malting at both Yamazaki and Hakushu. So they're going to do their malting at the site. They're going to scroll back up. There's more there. They're going to produce their own yeast, cultivate their own yeast.
So are they using like brewer's yeast or distiller's yeast now, or is it just wild yeast?
Well, I don't know where they're getting their. Oh, well, that's a good point. I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure they've got
it'd be interesting to know, because I mean that imparts a lot of flavors. So
Absolutely.
It'd be interesting to see if they're like trying to go for a specific flavors that they enjoy in the whiskey, and that's why they're trying to cultivate a specific strain.
My understanding is getting malt in Japan isn't easy because they don't grow malt in Japan, or at least not much. So getting a consistent malting process probably is difficult as well.
That makes sense.
So you're going to be able to create a more consistent product because you have a more consistent yeast. You're going to be able to create your own yeast so you can alter the flavors as you wish, and you're not going to be at the mercy of whoever you're buying your yeast from.
So
and you'll be able to increase your capacity.
Just while you guys are talking, I'm reading through this article. It's almost like their investments twofold. It's obviously in the first part of the investment is in their craftsmanship, right? They're putting in a new electric still so that they can start experimenting to increase their quality.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also the second part of the expenditure is in visitor centers to make it get more people in to see and watch what they do and educate them. $77 million is a lot of money in a distillery that already exists.
Yeah. For real. And the other thing that they talk about, they're installing direct fire stills,
right?
Which is fairly unique because that's the old style.
Right.
Because you
get hot spots and
you
stuff.
get hot spots and you can burn your mash, and you can have some problems with that. So to be able to do that, the reason you do that is you want to create unique character. That character in your whiskey is going to be that direct fire still. That's going to be, maybe there's some burnt ends in that mash that then come over in your distillate. That's going to be unique, and that's going to probably be really tasty whiskey.
Will it be harder to reproduce a consistent product using those versus like a more gentle, like steam fire or something like that?
Maybe.
I would expect to see them continue to produce their current line, right, with the processes and equipment they have. But you're going to start seeing a lot more experimental stuff, probably.
Well, they're craftsmanship.
Right.
You can tailor your malting process. You can tailor your yeast. You can tailor your still.
Right.
Now you got to craft. You essentially have your craft whiskey again.
Right. Which is really cool.
It is cool. It's a lot of money to invest.
So it's somebody under the hood tinkering. Then
They're taking control.
Yes, they are.
That's cool.
Yep.
I like it.
Love it.
So
that's a good article.
Let's give this American single malt away.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, let me share.
40 entries for this American single malt, St. George's.
Let's see who the winner.
I think we sampled it obviously a little.
I don't
taste,
remember it. So
I don't remember it, and I think that
we
we enjoyed that one.
I'm gonna Joe
Campillo?
Am I screwing up? Is it a double L, which is a Y?
You gotta roll that, man.
Campillo. I'm gonna screw that up because I can't freaking.
Joe,
Anyway,
congratulations.
Congratulations, Joe.
Good on you, Joe. Email us somewhere where the owls can deliver this. I don't want to say fine American single malt because I don't remember. I really haven't had it.
I don't know if
Joe.
it's fine or not.
But I will tell you, it is an American single malt whiskey, and I hope you haven't had it because that's what this is really all about, is kind of exposing you to whiskeys that you haven't had. Whether you like it or not, the exposure to it's what's most important. So did you put that one down? I was going to take a small pull of it to see, but I was going to give Joe a little headliner as to what he's got coming. Let's set up number 4 or 3. Hard to see that notepad. Yeah, number 4.
Is it?
What was this called? This is
St. George's single malt whiskey. 82.
That's fine.
I can't see shit.
Literally,
it sucks getting old, doesn't it? You can't see things anymore.
Everything
I'm wearing
sucks
glasses to see that. Not this.
Thank you, Mr. Grill, for posting that.
Fair.
So if you are a winner, please email us at scotchfordummies@gmail.com, your address, so that the owl knows where the hell it's going.
Yeah. Martin said St. George's is very malt forward and a little funky on the nose. Now that he says
Now
that, I remember this one.
The nose was the one that was like, what are we getting into? But I do like a good malty.
But I remember when we were drinking it, it was actually,
it's open.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I'm gonna pour a little sample.
So the next one we're
Drew
giving
wants to
away
try
is
this
one that I know you talked a lot about the Indians last week, and this one we were able to get this week. And
I think
I'm saving myself for one of those other bottles.
Is that the Fusion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm.
So we've got another Indian, the Amrut Fusion. So if you would like a sample of Amrut Fusion, we have that available here, which is the next one going in. And I tasted this at a whiskey expo years ago and loved it. It was really nice because it's their combination of, sweet whiskey and peated, and they fuse them into Amrut Fusion and make a nice whiskey. So that's the next step for #Scotch for Dummies. If you've got it going, do you have it going?
Start it right now. But while I'm doing that,
can I see the can?
Mr. Girl has a question for you, Sean. Can you describe the funkiness smell? She's
Did
curious.
you do that?
So, ironically enough, I got the opposite.
So to me, I didn't get a lot of funk on this one. It's very malt forward. Did you get some funk?
Not on the nose.
The
palate was definitely different.
To me, it has that character of like walking into the still house when they've got the mash going and everything's bubbling and stuff.
Unique smell,
right? And it's got that like fresh grain alcohol thing going on, but it's got a sweetness to it. And there's some fruity notes in there. It's actually really nice. But to me, like when I think funk, I think something that's like a little bit
funk. You're talking about Springbank funk, right?
Yeah,
that's more like dirty
sweat
socks
and like.
It's sad to say that, but it's a really it's a good smell when it comes to whiskey.
It's not like a spoiled smell, but it's like a tangy, like not off-putting smell, but just like something's not quite the way you think it would normally be.
I would
right?
equate to it like, I mean, this is probably not a good analogy, but it's kind of like a Sour Patch candy. Like it's that's a off-putting, like, oh my God, it's so sour, but I want more of it. That's kind of like how this is to me, like a spring break. It's like you get that funkiness, like a Kilkerran funkiness, the whole Campbelltown funkiness. I would almost say it's kind of like my Deanston 22. It's kind of like that whole what's the tire smell?
Why are we all forgetting our words?
I can't. My words are missing. My
sulfur.
Brain. Sulfur. Thank you. It's kind of a sulfur sock smell. That's the funkiness. And man, words are hard tonight.
To me, funk to me is like pornography to American politicians. They know it when they see it.
Whoa! What?
Hey, that's a
term. Like everybody's got a different.
Rewind that for me.
Yeah, that's a quote.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the nose in this fusion. Wow.
So I was expecting more peated down the nose on this.
No, I don't get much peat.
I get a great maltiness.
It's fusion. It's not.
Yeah, but I was expecting at least a fair amount of peat on the nose. But it's like this malty, rich maltiness. It's
some
very
fusion
different
going on here, though. A fusion.
I do get a little bit though on the nose.
Absolutely.
It's mostly sweet, but there's just like a hint.
Talking like nice. 87, 88. It's flux capacitor.
There's a little tapioca going on those too.
Yeah,
we got save it for the review. I know, but
yeah. So we need to quit drinking this. But if you want to sample, hashtag S4D.
It's got a licorice note to it, like a rye.
You want a sample? It does have a little bit of a rye note.
Isn't that weird?
So can you put Sean's comment up there about funk? That smell but can't name.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
That is probably true.
Oh, I thought you were asking him.
You to take a sniff
Sean's comment.
I mean, I can tell you the comment. Somebody hit some P-Funk for me, and we'll go through the whole thing.
This is a good dram. You're gonna want a dram of this. This is a good dram.
It is. It really is.
So
good.
you need to get the next one started though, because
it started.
Okay,
it's already going.
So that's
they've already started.
We already got 42 names in there.
Yeah, we got to keep going. We got to keep.
This
rolling,
is nice.
Man. This is like an NPR freaking,
Well, we've only got one more, I think.
Thing going. We got to get it going.
Where's the phones?
I mean, you only got one more left, so.
Okay.
No, we got single Cask Nation over there. We got that other guy over there.
That's all that's left.
What do you have up here?
I don't know. What you got? What you got?
These are links people show. I don't know.
Let's do it. What's wrong?
All right.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait, can you go back to that article and scroll up and tell me why they posted that picture of that dude with that glass full?
It looks like coffee that's like a 5-finger pour.
That's like somebody who didn't know how to drink whiskey poured that and took a picture of it. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, nobody drinks whiskey like that.
The picture is of a Glencairn that's like three quarters of the way full.
12. It's the 12 best Scotch whiskeys under $200.
All right.
And I haven't even looked at this yet, but Tomat and single malt.
I don't know about that. Glengarrick 15-year sherry cask. I don't know about that.
Glenlivet 18-year-old under $200. Really, this is a list so far. Old Polting 18. Okay.
By the fourth one,
respectable.
Craigallity
17-year.
Yeah,
okay.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. Bowmore 18. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Macallan 15.
Double cask.
Under $200.
Not bad.
Okay.
I'm not spending 160
bucks.
Open 18.
How about that?
Open 18.
Yeah.
I don't recall Open 18.
I don't remember it being like.
I don't remember having it. So
I don't think it was like anything. It wasn't a bad whiskey. I just don't know that it was something that I was like, ooh, we got to go try that again. Now this one, Glenfarclas 25.
That's
absolutely
100%.
Definitely want to buy that.
That's like a fishing bottle right there.
Lagavulin 12-year 2022 special release. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I would imagine it's good, but I don't know about it. I have no idea. Highland Park 18-year 100%.
Yes, that is
beautiful bottle. Beautiful
money.
Bottle.
Johnny Walker Blue. Yeah, if you can get it for under 200, yeah, it's
standard blue.
There you go.
All right.
So interesting list. Let's get this.
I feel like that was put together by AI.
It could have been.
GPT.
Tell me I'm wrong. Like that was like
it seemed
something
really
that went
random.
out and grabbed a bunch of whiskey names.
It seems like someone
most
Googled whiskeys.
Yeah,
most Googled whiskey
about
names. Yeah, could be.
All right, let's see who the winner is of this fusion. 44 entries. Here we go. Good luck, everybody.
Now you guys are getting the idea. Everybody's putting in their name. That's good. And Trooper.
Henry. All right.
Congratulations, sir.
Nice.
Email us at scotch4dummies@gmail.com.
Did you just forget our email?
I might have.
Everybody's forgetting English today. I don't know what's going on
tonight.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Hey,
Yep.
you want to bring one of those short Northern Indian whiskeys over here?
No. How about this one?
What's he going?
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened to it.
That's not what I'm looking for.
I don't know. Oh, they're over there.
I thought you poured this already.
We haven't given one of these away yet.
You poured one, right?
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
poured. I'm just getting them up.
All right, so here, since you're up, put that one away. The next one up,
We have a crazy
There's
amount of whiskey.
another
We're
A
giving
lot of
away.
American
whiskey
single malt.
tonight, guys.
another American single malt, because we want to talk through. That's where we're going this year, and it is a single cask nation.
It's a pretty bottle too.
It is a Virginia distillery company, 5-year-old American single malt whiskey.
All right.
So if you want to put that on the
It was
bottle can.
aged in a coffee filter.
It looks like it. I mean, you look at even that little 2-ounce bottle.
It's super dark.
It's super
Man.
dark.
Where's that amber?
It's crazy.
It's almost disturbing how dark it is.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So how did we already have 28 entries?
I don't know.
You just started it up.
No.
We'll take it. It's fine. Somebody's got to win.
Let's change it up. Let's do
Hashtag.
ASM, American Single Malt.
Yeah. Yep. ASM.
ASM. There we go.
Did you take notes on that last winner?
We did.
I got it. There we go.
All right. So we're starting back up again. Maybe it just carried over.
All right.
think
To
it
use
did.
the same name. Yeah.
So hashtag ASM. We'll get you in on this one
this is
because
so.
it's
So
you're gonna want to get in on this
that.
one.
Okay.
It's a cool looking bottle.
So single cask nation, Virginia distillery.
This
5-year.
bottle. This is another great
It's
one.
just as dark in person.
Yeah. I mean, look the darkness.
from,
It's rich, dark.
Yeah, Virginia.
And Virginia Distillery is one of the founding members of the American Single Malt Coalition or whatever it is that has set the criteria for single malt. So
And this is also a gift, by the way, for us to review from Richard Keenan.
Richard. All right.
So thank you, Richard, for this.
Old man whiskey.
Oh, we have a super chat coming, guys.
Nice.
Brad.
Hey,
Porter,
Brad.
Thank you. Cheers,
Brad.
to
Thank you, sir.
Cheers
We
to you.
appreciate it.
Since this is out right in front of me, I'll go ahead and.
I'm waiting. Well, all right. I'll
All
have
right.
a little splash.
So
of it.
go to let's go back to Scotch News while that ASM
Gotta get going.
churns.
Gotta get going.
15 best single malt whiskeys. So this is an interesting one. This is that one right there. Yeah. That may not be the one I was thinking. Nope, that's one you just had.
No, it's,
No.
oh,
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Mine was 12.
There you go.
Don't do that one. Let's go. Here's that one.
This is the one I just did.
So there's one from like Lux. That's not it. No.
That one.
No.
You guys got all kinds of news up here.
You got all kinds of
Who
good
opened these
stuff.
all up?
I don't know.
There's one. We'll have to. Maybe
Let's
we'll
just
have to-
go. Let's just go with this
All right.
one.
So this is not one I did, but
What do you
we'll
want?
talk there. 15 best single malt whiskeys under $100.
This is from Food
a new
and
thing?
Wine. Foodandwine.com.
This is hogwash, is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that so far.
So why do we?
Chat GPT is going to hear you if you say that too loud.
Aaron 10. Well, yeah, that's actually
So Aaron
Hey, that's
says
a
the
great
winner.
one.
That's
Ball
a
Blair
great
12. Yeah, you can't go.
Ball
That's-
Blair 12.
that's good.
All
This
right.
is
Yep.
this is much more respectable.
Yep. Bruichladdich, the classic Lottie. Yep.
Tail of the Forest.
Oh, so
What?
All
Is
right.
that
all
under
right.
100
Woodland
bucks?
Botanicals. So that'll be Highland Park 12. Yeah, that's a good one. Lefroy 10. Yeah, well, of course.
Solid.
OP 12.
Okay, this
Okay.
this is good.
Spavin 15. Yes.
That's a great one.
Glenalky 15. Glendronach Highland. Single
I'm not
Malt
sure about that. What do
Portwood.
they mean by Glendronach Highlands?
The Portwood.
The Port.
Portwood, yeah.
I would say
Glen
that
Rotha's 12,
just 12 would be
absolutely.
better. But
Depending on which bottle you get.
yeah,
Macallan 12. You skip the Macallan 12. So Macallan 12 is a staple.
no.
of
It's,
whiskey.
it's not Macallan 12. It's Macallan double.
Double.
Macallan
cask.
12 double cask, which
Yeah,
is
it's
their
not the staple. That's a different bottle. It's
a
it's
little
they
bit,
came
yeah.
out with it to get a cheaper price point because the regular 12 was getting too high. And guess what? The double is getting up there.
That's
wait.
This
So
Tumbletale-
you got to talk through it. What is it?
Tumbletale is interesting.
So we reviewed that one. It's a what price point did they have on that?
under $100.
So I mean, we got that one for like what, $35-$40.
Our first review
bought
of it,
that
Bob
one.
bought it for us at an event.
He tried it and it was like a $30 bottle when we bought it. So he pulled the trigger on it for us. But it was, if I remember correctly, it was a sweeter style whiskey. And just very easy drinking. Like there wasn't anything crazy about it. It was just easy to drink. And it probably would make good cocktails from what I remember about it. So
William Hall, check
Thank
this
you.
guy out.
New here, loving the vibe. Thank you, William.
Cheers
heck
to
yeah.
you. That's
You
good
showed
to
up
see
on the right night. Make
You
sure
did.
you're putting in for the scotch.
I hope
Yeah,
you're
make
putting
sure.
in the raffle drawings and get to know the people in the chat, man. Great community here. A lot of good whiskey loving folk.
Bob,
Happy to have you.
Sure.
Which one? The dark one. That looks like coffee.
I mean, Ben, it wouldn't be you if you didn't come in and say
my
peaches.
Lord, I haven't seen this guy in a long time. He's
Peachwood.
been
I saw him
LIVIN, man.
Peaches.
He was on. I didn't get the
That's a
show,
good
but I
show.
saw he was on the thumbnail, and I was like, man, I haven't talked to Ben in forever.
show.
But I've seen tons of pictures of him and wife
You gotta
and
rotate it.
daughter.
Just
He's
rock it
having.
forward.
He's living, man. He's doing good.
All right, so we've got
love to catch up with him though.
36 people so far entry. ASM, pound ASM, and you're going to get a sample of.
Single Cask Nation,
Coffee.
Virginia.
There you go.
Yeah,
Looks like
this
coffee.
This is a dram.
Look at this, my glass here, guys. Look at this dram cam here. Look how dark that is.
It's delicious.
That is crazy.
It's good. It's
Does
a
it
five.
say what this is
it's-
aged in?
That's crazy. Good.
Ashes of a
so-
campfire. Or?
It's aged in the ashes of a campfire.
I think it's five. Yeah, it's
Old
a
oil
5-year-old, 58.3% ABV, 613 bottles, and cask number 666, which was Spanish oak butt.
Whew. Rich and oaky.
Wow.
Should be a little bit of spice in there too.
All right, let's do this. Time
Was
for
there
good
any
one.
on that?
to draw a winner here.
Yeah,
for
it
this.
was.
Let's see who wins this sample.
Wow.
Here we go.
That's
Good
really
luck, everybody.
Whoever wins that, it's delicious. It's
This is
really,
really good.
We
really
haven't yet
good.
to review it yet, so don't give it away.
Oh,
Big Papa.
Big Papa in house.
Congratulations.
Enjoying a dram of this. Good for you.
All right.
Because this is good.
This one's no joke.
No joke. Next one up is to the right of Drew.
We got to hurry.
Drew, you got two down
What?
below you. To your right.
Well, I got to get this done first. Hold on.
that's right. They're
Type fast.
we got some
I'll get it going.
some northern Indian whiskey.
So we talked about these when we were talking about Indian whiskeys, and this was the distillery that was in the northern part of India,
There you go.
up where they actually grow the grain. So the climate is a little bit different than the other two major distilleries that are putting out single malts. So we have not had anything from this distillery at all. We opened the bottles tonight just to pour samples. None of us have tried them.
I'm excited about them because
I mean,
of their locale.
we're gonna try them.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited for this.
So these are non-aged shaven. This is Rampur Indian single malt whiskey, non-chill filter, double cask. This is 45% ABV, product of India, and there is no age on this at all.
What are the two casks?
Handpicked double oak wood barrels. Let's see.
Double oak. So I would say
Much
they're
less.
both oak. Well, great on you.
Fancy, huh?
All
right.
I think
So
it's
that's what
just
we got.
double oak barrels.
Wanna do
I
bottle
don't think
cam?
there's anything special about them. I will say what excites me about it is the locale of the distillery. This is not
I'm interested
what
in
we're
it.
used to getting out of Indian whiskey because of where they're
Look at
located.
that fancy
Maybe.
bag. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness!
It's a mailbag.
This is gonna be too
Let me
much work.
deliver
Take
it.
it out of here.
Make Bud
See its little
happy.
balls?
Hey, my
come
glass,
on,
my glass is
Sean.
empty, and so I may.
It's
need
a
to
Three
try some.
Amigos joke.
Family-friendly show.
It's
isn't
a
it?
Three Amigos joke. Come on.
Well, this
you
is
say you
definitely
had
not
a
as dark as
plethora?
Nothing
we
gets
just
more
had.
family friendly than Three Amigos.
So the
Double
Rampur
cask.
double cask. So we will do a review of this sometime in the next few weeks, and so if you are able to win this bottle, you can taste it with us as we do a review.
I will say, like,
Wait,
the bottle
wait.
and everything is really nice. I like the bag that it comes in. The tube's nice. Like their marketing is good. I'm anxious to try the whiskey. Hopefully that I'm gonna try the other one. I think it's a Cabernet.
It is Cabernet
Cask.
Sauvignon cask.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna watch Andrew's face when he taste this and see
Yeah.
if it's
Let me smell it for you. Taste it.
hit it.
Okay, so that draw is already going, right? People are already in that.
Yeah.
While we're waiting, I want a Wheelhouse whiskey, man. This thing is a dead zebra.
yeah,
I
it's
had a
good.
small pour of it.
Tim, did?
Yeah, that was a gift bottle from James, and it's flipping good. I appreciate you. And thank you. I want to say thank you for sending it, because I think you can tell we kind of enjoyed it.
That's a good sign when the bottle's that low,
Right.
that quick.
I've never met a Tamdu that I didn't enjoy.
Well,
That's true.
it's hard not to like a Tamdu, and I am still heartbroken that we did not tour that distillery.
Right.
Not open to the public, and we had a private tour lined up. Man, that was going to be a show.
2020.
It's
was a bad
it's still
year.
got to happen,
Yeah.
boys. It's still gonna happen.
I hope so.
That's
Wait. I
interesting.
see Trooper Henry's talking about is
She
KLG in the house?
She just got off a work call.
Oh no.
All right, so we have any more whiskey in the news we need to talk through before we?
There was so that we did that under 100. There was one other article I found that was the top 12 under 200.
We
So
did that. We did
we
that
did
while
that.
you were over
Okay,
there
you
pouring
guys already
stuff.
did
You
that
weren't
one.
even paying
So
attention.
like, check this out. I caught this article, and obviously the title caught my name. I'm like, what in the world?
It
kind
is
of
a
title?
catchy title.
So you got to read it. 'Cause
The
we're not presenting.
Jews distilling top kosher scotch. I'm like,
What?
what?
There's
What
kosher
the hell are
scotch?
you talking about?
Explain.
So anyway, I get into the article, and it's talking about these two guys that met at a youth camp. It was a Jewish youth camp, and then they were leaders in their camp. And then years go by, and they meet back up, and they start a couple of whiskey companies, and one of which is they're trying to ensure that. What are you laughing at?
I'm
here?
just laughing at the
article.
the kid. Did you read the article?
Oh yeah,
The kid who, as
well-
8 years old,
Yeah.
tried the whiskey and got sick, and his mom smacked him across the head.
I'm picturing this in a Jewish family. It's happening.
Right.
We scroll all the way down and get into the meat of the article. So one of the goals of these guys' company is to provide kosher whiskey. Because there's differences. It's not always fully accepted that a whiskey is kosher if it matured in a cask that held non-kosher whiskey before it.
Interesting.
And so I was like, well, what makes
it non-kosher?
What
Yeah.
makes a whiskey kosher or non-kosher? I don't know. And they didn't get into this in this whiskey, but it intrigued me that was kind of like the heart of the article. Like, why is this important? And how are they going about determining? Because these guys, their mission is to source casks from distilleries or wineries, mostly wineries, that are kosher wineries, so that they can distill or they can mature their whiskey in kosher casks.
that are certified kosher.
Right.
Huh.
It's just an interesting something that
You don't
hate
hear
to
this
say-
very often, yeah.
because I'm not Jewish. It's not part of my concern. It's not part of my life. It's not something that I've ever even had to worry about or think about. I pour it. I got you.
Yeah.
But there is a portion of people out there that have to think about that. And so how much harder is it for them to find bottles of whiskey that they can enjoy?
Yeah.
Yes,
opposed to us?
certified kosher is not a trivial thing to get, and so if that is part of your religious practice, finding that is a big deal, especially in quite honestly, I would suspect that these guys probably make it part of their religious process to do that work. That's part of their religion is to find that, to do that work, to supply this material for other people like them
In their community.
I mean, it's
Right.
part of the religious practice, which I think is respectable. Yeah.
It is I've had very limited dealings with kosher kitchens, but it is a very rigid situation.
It's a rigorous process. Yeah.
So it's not something that they take lightly, or that anybody in the process should take lightly. So, and I'm sure that they don't. So it's probably a lot more difficult.
Right.
I
So
would
as
think
much
so.
as eye-catching as the title was, I was like, what the hell are these guys? I actually have to take my hat off and applaud the guys for doing what they're doing to make sure that whiskey that we all enjoy, some portion of that can get to people that can't,
normally enjoy that.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, no, that's really an interesting take on it. And I hate to say it, I'm not Jewish, so it's like, it's not part of my concern, right? It's not something I think about on a daily basis. I go to a liquor store, I see a bottle, I'm like, hell yeah, that's got my name on it. I don't think about whether it's met some
cinnamon.
Like
don't mind if I do.
And so, but the article made me think about those people. I was like, good for these guys for doing that.
Yep.
All right, let's get to this drawing.
It's part of the ritual to do.
So this is for what now? What was it again?
Oh, this is
the Rampur double cask.
Gotcha.
So Andrew, what do you think? You had a little.
So it's interesting. It's spicy. I mean, it's like you have a supercharged a European cask. It's not sweet, but it's kind of the spicy. I wouldn't say anise, but there's like a
licorice kind of thing.
A little bit, but like nutmeg and cinnamon and all these kind of spices in there. It's not super sweet, but it's really tasty. It's unique. It's definitely unique. It's not a Scotch. I wouldn't normally think of this as a Scotch because of that unique flavor profile. So
damn
interesting,
but it's still single malt.
I was expecting it to be more
interesting.
Who wins?
Yep.
Interesting.
Somebody's got to be lucky.
Someone's got to do it.
What we got?
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Dan from Lincoln, Nebraska.
That's a great name.
All right, Dan from Lincoln. If you're
so I will.
Where are you from?
We will need more of a discreet address than that to send to you
in general.
So there's probably more than one Dan in Lincoln,
Nebraska. The owl is going to be confused.
ScotchForDummies@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we can get the owl to you.
You've got
Congratulations.
A Rampur double cask, and the last one giveaway of the night.
We're doing another one.
One more.
Yep. We got one more Rampur.
We're already over. Jeez, it's a freaking.
We might as well do it. We're all sitting here.
That's just for the Ram.
There's a little funkiness.
This one's a double cask.
It's a clearance, man.
No,
we just gave away.
He's got another Rampur.
We see this one.
Yeah. This is the Rampur double cask.
Double cask.
Rampur.
Thank you. That's what I know.
Yeah. This goes with that. Take that out of there.
This one's the one I've been
the
waiting
Rampur
for all
double
night.
cask is going away. And now we're bringing the Rampur.
This is Rampur Asava. I don't know what that little thing over the A means, but whatever. Cab Sauvignon, baby.
I was looking at the first A, not the second A. I was like, there isn't anything over that A. You get your glasses checked.
That's like the third time you said that tonight, Sean. Thank you.
Then I realized that they're not the right glasses for that.
So this one's the receipt from Bobby J. Again, check out the.
They do a nice job with the marketing.
The marketing is awesome here. This one is again a male bottle. Would you say you have a plethora?
George, what the hell? George, what the hell is that? What is this?
Now we're going to be doing
Wham?
the Amigos quotes.
I know. So, Indian single malt whiskey, non-chill filtered. It says Cabernet Sauvignon across it, so I'm assuming that's what it was.
American bourbon barrels and perfected in Indian Cabernet Sauvignon casks.
Indian Cabernet, 45% ABV.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Apparently they do.
That's once you put that on the Dram Cam over there, and at least everyone can see the color of the bottle, see what we're looking at.
Interesting.
Again, this distillery is the northernmost distillery in India. Definitely a different climate.
That's doing single malt.
Right.
Anyway.
That's good.
Is that
good
the Cabernet you think giving it color?
No,
of course it is. Let me try. I'm gonna pour some.
Yeah, I think we all want a small. Pour
of course it is. You don't know it is.
Of course it is. I mean,
of course it is.
But of course.
In my whiskey science, I know this is the case.
Mm-hmm.
We're running a little late here now.
Yes, Mark is in a giveaway mood tonight.
I'm in it, man. In it to win it.
So we get past 30, we're going. We got 33 draws, so we're gonna hit this real quick. Here we go.
You ain't got much time. If you want in on this guy, you better put.
I'm gonna give you a 30-second call right now.
So it's got tasting notes on the back, nose, palate, and then finish. The finish description is the Indian Trail lingers with a medium finish.
The Indian Trail lingers with.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
This is like a grape.
We have the bottle.
This is like a grapey double cask. I actually this is tasty too. So I would not complain about this.
Switching to guns. Hell yeah. Sean's busting out the top
All
right
right,
quotes.
God.
Off
It's
the rails.
time.
We're off the rails.
Rails are off, boys.
All right, so
Oh.
let's draw this and close it up for the night.
Here we
Ooh,
go.
Man, it's
Good luck,
actually
people.
got a nice deep nose.
There we go. Click correctly. Here we go.
Oh wow.
I like the nose.
And the winner is
Stephen Rogers.
Steven
All right.
Rogers.
ScottForDummies@gmail.com.
Oh, she was a click away from the winner on that.
she was. I thought she was gonna get it.
Did you try it?
I haven't tasted it yet. The nose smells wonderful.
This is really good. It's really good.
So it's very similar to the other one. It's a little more grapey, a little more Cabernet influenced. Yeah, I would argue. I see they're both unique. It's really.
Oh wow, it is grapey. Holy shit.
Grape. Grape.
There's a bit of
Grape
Cabernet grapey in this.
Did you pour it?
Yeah, the back end of the palate, early finish.
That's what I was expecting.
No, the nose I
No.
think is wonderful. You're not going to get that on the palate. There's definitely at the back end of the palate, early end of the finish. There's a
That's a weird nose.
freaking hard grape
It
note.
is unique.
That's the Indian Trail.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's some-
I don't know, man.
All right,
I don't know.
so
Oh wow.
thank you everyone for tuning in
so-
tonight.
It's different.
Hey, take the notes on the winner on that one.
I got it.
before
We got
I got it.
We
Wow.
we poured more samples than we gave away. We ran out of time.
Mystery
So,
Girl, the ABV
stay
is
tuned.
45%.
Okay. So, guys, we're overdue here. This
Yeah,
is
we are.
This was a fun show tonight. This is fun. A lot of giveaways, lots of things to. We have a lot of reviews to do.
We have a lot of
Work
reviews.
to do is what we need to
Yes,
do.
we
We're
do.
gonna have to get on it.
Tough.
Woo.
But
All right,
good show tonight. I love to see everybody. There's a couple folks that we saw tonight that we haven't seen in quite a long time, or actually a couple of new faces, and I love to see that as well. We've got reviews that we need to get in going, guys. We did release a new review. We mentioned that earlier. I hope you guys are enjoying that, Lochlea. What else? Eeny, meeny, miny, go.
You might go.
let's go.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Love
Cheers, guys.
y'all.
Sláinte.
Happy Thursday. Sláinte.
3, 2, 1.